Hi everyone, this is EJ again, up on here on YouTube. Well, I don't know if I should say again because I might be deleting that one. Um, Basically, I'm just starting a little situation where I record like a little podcast in a way. Sorry, my mind is. I'm not editing this. Okay, I might edit a little bit of this and clip some parts out when I'm just lost in thought. Um, but okay, so basically, what I'm trying to do is I just want to, you know, kind of do a podcast type of situation. But I think I want to test it out and post it on, like YouTube and maybe send it to some friends of mine, friends or family, and see what they think about it. See what they think about, you know, the whole podcast situation, and then move forward, make a podcast in the future. So I don't even know what I can title this though. Like, what can I title this? Girl, who knows? Um, so my show or podcast, I don't know what I can say really is the purpose of it. I don't know. Maybe I like to just talk about different things and things that people normally might not talk about, or things people will find boring or weird to talk about. I might want to talk about it here. So I have some interesting topics I want to like bring up in this little episode. Um, so, girl, I'm gonna clip this out. um, so one topic I wanted to talk about, which was on my mind recently, and I was just talking about it with myself sometimes. Which a person like me, for people who don't know me, I guess I can give you a little introduction to who I am. Um, I can be quite the eccentric person, and my mind can race a lot. I overthink like crazy. So, being a person who overthinks like crazy, you end up, talking to yourself a lot. But not in a weird way though. Like, well, it is weird to some people. Um, to me, it's not weird because it's what I do as an overthinker. I think everyone who overthinks, we just talk too much in our head. In our head, we talk a little bit too much. And so, you hear me walking around. I don't have like an actual setup. I'm literally just talking to you like through like through my Apple headphones until I get some until I get a real situation. This is what we got for right now. Um, but yeah, being an overthinker, you kind of just get lost in your thoughts, and it can become quite a prison sometimes. And it's something I try my best. As I got older, one thing I do um, with myself is always just tell myself to just like I would just tell myself shut up real quick because I know I'm thinking way too much. Um, so that's one thing I try to do. Like even while talking to you right now, my mind is racing and I'm thinking about a million things at once. Ow, my finger. Ow. I'm thinking about a lot of things at the same time. So just know that that's what it's like being a person who um, is like that. And that's kind of one of the things. I just come up with different topics and talk about things with myself a lot. And so okay, so enough blabbering about that. So basically a topic I was thinking about was for the people who for anybody who's watched the show Rick and Morty. It's a cartoon which a friend of mine's actually supposed to be watching that soon, so hopefully they watch that. And they might be listening to this. I might send this to friends to listen to or put it on my YouTube. Um, but the show Rick and Morty, which is a cartoon show on Adult Swim, um, it talks about one of the topics in it is about like dimensions, and one of the topics is like every choice that we make can affect ourselves and other realities or other dimensions or things like that. Excuse me, or like alternate realities. So, I got kind of like depressed and just thinking about some things, and I thought about, us, like in our life here on earth and the world that we live in, you know, how every day we wake up, and from the moment that we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, we're always making choices. Um, and so I just thought to myself, like, where would I be in my life if I didn't make certain choices, or if I made a different choice, or things like that. And it's nothing too depressing, nothing too bad. Like, it's just stuff like, let's say, um, let's say something like losing weight. When I was younger, um, I was I never looked at myself as fat or big or anything like that. I never looked at myself as that. But when I look at pictures of myself from now, I'm like, oh wow, like no one told me that, like, or no one clocked me and was like, honey. Well, no, there were people who would say something, but but then again, no one says stuff like that because you don't want to be rude. Oh wow, sorry, I got distracted. I just looked at that and I just thought to myself, like, like, where would I be if I didn't make certain choices and didn't um, just didn't make myself go to the gym, or didn't make myself go vegan or things like that. Which, I'm not trying to come for anybody who eats meat. I know the girls hate that. They hate when a vegan goes, "Oh, honey, uh, I went vegan." No, I'm not coming for nobody who eats meat. So please don't attack me. This is for me personally. For me, this is directed at no one. Okay, so I know people will be like, honey, he's trying to go for saying he's vegan. But yeah, that's something that, I thought about, and many other things. So that's just one of them. That's one of the things I thought about naming my race. And just thinking about other things like, what if my mom made different choices? Like, like, what would, but then that's why I mentioned Rick and Morty. This is the whole reason I mentioned Rick and Morty, was because it opens up different realities and different dimensions. And there might be a dimension or a reality where, like, I don't exist. Well, obviously there is. I'm sure there is a reality where I don't exist because my mom made a different choice and probably didn't want to get with my dad. Probably wanted to do something else or be with someone else, or decided never to be with a man, just to be single. You never know. There's so many different possibilities to life. So that's what made my mind race, and just thinking about that. And it's just interesting to see those type of things. And that's why I related it to myself, cause I thought about myself and my choices and where I went in life. And even think about things like now, like right now I've moved. Well, for people who don't know, some history about me, I used to live in North Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida. Technically, Orange Park, Florida is where I used to live. Um, and then I was there for quite a while after, I don't know, like, how long was I there? I don't know. Well, I was there since like fifth grade, and then, past high school, and I was there for a bit after high school years. Um, and just kind of stuck there and stuck in this little loop, not knowing where I want to go in life or what I'm trying to do. And then I finally made the decision to just get out and find a way to get out of there. Either it's try to enroll into some random college, or who knows, like, who knows what the universe opens up for me or what God blesses me with. I just wanted to get out and just experience the world and not be so sheltered in a small town. When you're in a small town and living in the suburbs, you're so secluded and blocked off from things. But my mom, one thing she always said, like, that she adored about me, was that even though I was so secluded and so in a bubble, I still was very aware of everything outside of that bubble. I still, wanted to get out and learn more. So she didn't want to hold me back. She knew that with a mind like mine, and being a person who was so, as I said earlier, being so eccentric and being such an overthinker, I become an adventurous and I want to leave. So she knew eventually she couldn't, just, keep me there. Like, I got to do something. I got to go. So things, luck turned out, and then my brother messaged me, and my brother said that he was moving to Miami. Well, no, he lives in Miami, but he was visiting friends by us, and so he was letting me know he was moving into an apartment or high rise down here in Miami. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess, he offered if I want to go because he knew I was trying to leave. My mom let him know, and he was like, hey, mom, told me you want to leave. And I was like, okay, all right, cool, I'll do it. And so from then on, that was a decision I made. That was a choice that I made to leave and move to Miami. And in the blink of an eye, it all happened. Like till this moment, I'm still like till this moment, it's still catching up with me. The fact that I moved, it still is catching up with me. Like it just happened in the blink of an eye. And like now being here, it's crazy thinking that, oh my gosh, I've been here for like almost a month. But it's so interesting. But that's what I mean, you guys, when I mean the choices we make. Like, what would I be doing if I didn't make that choice? Like, would I still just be sitting at home, just, well, not doing nothing, because I was working a lot every day, working on art, because I'm a digital artist, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get on here and just start doing podcasts, because my mind, I overthink a lot, as I said, a lot. So I wanted to find somewhere to just put that. I feel like I'm always talking a lot to myself sometimes, so why not record and talk to someone who wants to listen? And who knows if it's one person or if it's 10 to 100, who knows, but someone who might want to just like, oh, this is an interesting topic, let's listen. So I decided finally to do that. And who knows, I might upload this, I don't know. I'm very, very, very critical, so I might upload this or not, who knows. I might just upload it, like, who cares? Honestly, who cares? Like, girl, I need to stop being so critical. But yeah, you guys, that was the thing I was thinking about, which is just what would my life be like with different choices. And that's something that we all should think about. Not too deep, though. Please don't think about it too much to the point that you go crazy. I think that's one thing we do a lot, is we think about things way too deep. Way too deep. Well, I do. Not other people. Some people just think about it at face value and they're done. But for my people who are overthinkers and go beyond the veil and look into the deeper parts of everything, please don't get lost in thinking about this like I do, because I get lost in things and I have to bring myself back to earth and pull myself back from going so deep and be like, oh my gosh, you're doing way too much. So that is one thing. I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about, you guys. I don't want to make this a short episode. I did make another episode, which I don't know if I upload that or not. That was just me testing this out and getting used to this. And I guess you could say I'm testing it out again with this episode, just getting a feeling for this whole thing. And in the future, I do want to try investing in an actual mic for doing like podcasts and things. That would make it a 10 times better experience. Sorry if I keep burping. I ate some like vegan pizza, and I don't know why, but it always makes me burp. But anyways, that was so random. But yeah, that's just some like random stuff in my thoughts. But on the topic of making choices, I just I want people to always know to definitely don't beat yourself up for the choices you make. I've encountered many people, even family members, who, when they talk about the choices they made in life, you could hear the regret in their voice and hear some of the pain. And I feel like we as people have to really understand that the choices we make, it's not always, you're not always going to suffer or be punished from them. It's just you're learning and it's your path. And you just got to understand it's your path, Like, who knows what choices, like the choices I made and where I'm going to go in the future or whatever. But I know it all was meant to happen. We don't just do things because it's just the spur of the moment and random. No, it's because it was meant to happen. You know, if you turn and walk down a certain street, girl, you're meant to walk down that street, girl, and stumble across $100 bill or whatever, or excuse me, or run into a homeless person who needs your help, and you're that person who can help them. You know, someone else probably can help them, but you can. So no wonder you turn down that street. You know, there's different things like that. So, and I know that doesn't relate to crazy decisions, but they all do. All decisions are linked to each other, and everything is a chain reaction. It really is. It really is. And when you look at things, when you look at how deep they go, you will notice it. You will notice how some of the friends that you've made, you wouldn't have made those friends if you didn't decide to move to a certain location, or you wouldn't have made that friend if you decided to not go to a party or go to a party or things like that. It's all linked. So when you feel like you made big mistakes in life, which is okay, we all make mistakes. That's one thing we have to remember, is that we always make mistakes. Um, but when you feel like you made bad mistakes in life, just remember that it's a learning experience, and that you were supposed to learn that. You really were supposed to. Um, so that's just something that has been on my mind. 'Cause I just hate hearing people. I just hate hearing that. I hate hearing people be so hurt and just hating that they are where they are in life, and it may suck, and it may be a place you really hate that you put yourself in, or but it's a learning experience, and you were meant to be there for whatever reason. Sometimes the universe is protecting us from things, and that's one of the biggest things. Oh my God, that's one of the biggest things. Sometimes you really are being protected from something, and that's why you're in a place in life where you kind of wish you weren't in, but you should rejoice that you are in that spot, because you're being protected from something else. A good example is, what's a great example? It's what I saw online once. The man who made Family Guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name, girl. But I'm mad I can't remember his name. What's his name? But he made Family Guy, and you guys remember 9/11, the planes that crashed. Um, he said that he was going to be on one of those planes, but he overslept. Obviously, that was a choice, honey. If he made the right decisions and plant him and sorry, if he made the right decisions and planned things correctly, then he would have woke up on time and booked this and got on his flight. Obviously, he didn't make the right decisions and he overslept, and so because of that, he missed the flight. And it probably felt like, oh my God, this is so horrible. I made such a bad decision, but that decision saved him from something terrible, of terrible, terrible fate. So we have to remember that. We have to remember that, y'all. Like, we really have to remember sometimes it's a good thing. And it probably feels horrible in the moment, but you're going to realize later on down the road, it was great. It was great. And that's something I'm learning to this day. So obviously, I have to practice what I preach, and I always remember that. But that's something I want everyone to remember, and always just think about that. And yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about, really. I really, honestly, like, the moment I cut this off, I promise you I'm going to come up with something else to talk about. Which I could just upload multiple videos, really. I might just do that. Because these videos take long to upload, child. YouTube is not playing with us, though. Like, when you want to upload videos, YouTube will be like, it'll take you 6 hours to upload something. And you'd be like, seriously? It's like a 5-minute video. I'm just kidding. But I thank you guys for listening to me ranting and talking about randomness. I might upload this. Who knows? But thank you for taking the time to listen. If you got this far, I know I might send this to people and send this link to some people, and they might listen for 5 minutes, cut it off. Might listen for 8 minutes. Might skim through it to see what I'm talking about. But for the people who actually want to sit and listen to it, thank you. And yeah, I think we're done with this. Um, I feel like this is the part where people like shout out to this. Okay, shout out to so so. No, but yeah, thank you guys a lot for listening to this. And if I post this to my YouTube, make sure you subscribe for more in the future. And I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, I'm gonna try doing a different situation in the future. Um, Maybe doing like SoundClouds or podcasts. Who knows? But yeah, just subscribe and wait around for more when I have more thoughts in my head that I want to record and talk about. So, thank you. All right, bye.